Welcome back to another episode of Another Pokémon Podcast. My name is Galutrad.
And my name is Becs.
And today, we are going to be talking about the opening sections of the mainline Poké games. I don't think I've ever said that before. Pokemon games. Specifically, we are going to be talking from when you can control your character after you've made your decision on whether you're a boy or a girl and your name and all that, to when you get your partner Pokemon.
Yeah.
And kind of how that has evolved and changed throughout the years from generations 1 to 9.
I'm calling them Poké games from now on.
Poké games.
Pokeball, Poké game, Pokédex,
Pokemon.
Everything. Poké episodes.
Poké episodes.
Poké episodes.
Yeah. But Poké, how are you doing? that was my ham-fisted attempt at a transition to how have you been? How have you been doing, Bex?
Great. Good. Poké great. We're done with that.
Yes.
No, I've been doing good. I'm excited to talk about how the power of science is amazing and technology is astounding. For the next hour-ish,
Hour-ish, yeah, whatever this ends up being.
But no, I've been doing good. Have not been playing the video games. Have been doing the board games. And I've been playing Final Girl.
Yes.
A lot, and watching some episodes of TV. And how are you? What have you been up to?
I've been pretty good. I've been a little under the weather, which I feel like is a return to how it was throughout all of season 1. I feel like every season one of us was getting sick in between episodes or something.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on.
Yeah, I've been doing good. Been enjoying the Switch 2. Also been enjoying a lot of board games and D&D.
Well, you've been playing something very recently.
I've been
enjoying.
Yeah, I've been playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I have been absolutely loving.
Yeah.
It feels just genuinely good to break stuff in that game, which is what it's all about.
Yes.
And you kind of let your mind wander off into the ether and just sit there and break stuff as big old DK.
And for all the kids at home, he means in a video game, not in real life.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, don't break things.
No, don't break things. Break things in video games, not in real life.
Unless you go to what are those rooms called? Where
like you
Wreck-It rooms
companies,
or whatever?
Yeah, where companies will usually do like a Wreck-It Ralph, Smash rooms. But yeah, where like you go and the whole point is that you can like just break glass and you get safety equipment so you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah.
But like it's a way to let off steam, and I'm not really letting off steam with DK Bonanza, but it's just fun to like not just be destructive. And I was a little worried about it when I started playing, but there is a button to like reset the world so that all of your destruction gets fixed. So like you can just be creative and just do whatever you want.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's neat. It's a neat little game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But
there's also something nice about playing a video game that just feels good to play, like where like everything is fluid and like the buttons coordination just makes sense.
Well, I will say that's not necessarily the case with DK Bonanza.
My bad.
The button it takes a little bit to get used to the layout and what corresponds to what button.
Oh, okay. My bad. That is not how I interpreted feels good.
No, yeah. I just mean like the action. There's something about like hitting the button and then having DK smash the world. That connection feels good.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But oftentimes I find myself doing stuff that I don't mean to do because I'm hitting the wrong button.
Yeah, gotcha. I used to call my horse a lot in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Pokemon Presents is coming
Yes.
in 2 days
Yeah.
for us in time of recording this episode. And if you have not already seen the Pokemon Presents, because this will be coming out way later than that, I imagine. But if you haven't already, you should go check out our Patreon.
Yes.
We have a bonus episode of our quick thoughts.
You should watch it first.
You should, yes.
Yeah.
You should. Don't let us spoil anything for you. You should go and watch the Pokemon Presents if you haven't already. But if you want to hear our thoughts, check out our brand new Patreon, brand new for season 2. We launched it, and you'll get episodes a little bit early, about a week early or so. And then you will also be getting access to bonus episodes that we will be recording just whenever things kind of pop up or when we have stuff that we want to talk about that's not necessarily podcast related or podcast specific. And then for that $3 tier, and the $6 tier will also get this, but we are going to be doing a kind of a Pokedex entry each month where we deep dive into a particular Pokemon and just do kind of a little mini series all about that Pokemon.
Yeah. We're very excited to finally bring Patreon to whoever is interested in subscribing to that and getting that extra content, and excited to expand that more as we go eventually. But right now, just the 2 tiers, and we're calling those tiers. They're going to be the youngster tiers, the $3 tier. And the Ace Trainer is going to be the $6 tier.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
And then maybe later we'll have some other tiers or like I said, we'll just have some more content to offer down the line, but you can already check out that content. The Pokemon Presents bonus episode content is ready and available for you. And we have some other exciting news that you probably or may not know about if you're listening to this podcast, which is that, what, Bex?
Oh yeah. We are on YouTube.
We are
officially.
Yeah.
Like, I think as of hearing episode 1 a couple weeks ago. Season 1 is already available on YouTube and will be whenever the normal episode dates. So if you're Patreon, this isn't for you, but whenever the episode drops at the normal release date, it'll also be available on YouTube, just like it is on any of the other streaming platforms that we're currently on.
Yeah. It's really exciting for us to get to. I know that was an ask from a lot of y'all for season 1, so we're really excited to be able to bring that to y'all.
Yeah, and you can leave us listener feedback there in the comments as well. We'll be checking that just like we do with Spotify and Apple Podcast, and the other channels. And speaking of listener feedback,
we do have some listener feedback for today's episode. Our first piece of listener feedback comes from Another Hylian Pokenerd over on Spotify, specifically Another Hylian Pokenerd, which thank you so much. You always leave tons of listener feedback, and we love that.
Yay!
This is on our episode There Goes the Battle, which was our episode about Pokemon Stadium.
So good. I can hear that in my head.
And Another Hylian Pokenerd says, "Yay, I've loved Pokemon all my life, and now my brother does too. Can you do a theorizing episode about the Terra Leak and Beta Sprites and ZA and Gen 10 stuff, and then a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of red and white heart emojis." Shout out to the red and white heart emoji, our little secret emoji to share with the fans, representing the Pokeball, like how AZP has the green heart. And then Another Hylian Pokenerd goes on to say, also, Basculin is red and blue like the games, and Hisuian is white. Red plus blue plus white equals America. And then 2 little American flag emojis and even more red and white heart emojis. That's true. Basculin does have has that red, white, and blue pattern going when you look at the different versions of it. And thank you so much, Another Hylian Pokenerd, for your lovely listener feedback. We had talked about it before, but we unfortunately we won't be talking about any sort of leaks, or we may do like theorizing episodes in the future, but it'll be like stuff that we think about and come up with based off of announced information,
or like if there's like a topic of we had chatted a long time ago about like theories about why Ash is still a kid, and like like if there's a topic that has like a ton of theories around it, we probably will dive into that at some point. But
that's just out of respect for the developers of Pokemon, and you know these people work hard to bring these games to us, and they're called leaks for a reason. It's information that's not supposed to be out there, and so you know I want to be respectful of them. We love their games and the content that they make for us to all enjoy. So trying to do the same.
Yep, perfect.
But ZA and Gen 10.
We're about to dive into that for sure.
Yeah, we're getting close to that, so that'll be a fun one to do. Yep. I'm sure we'll do a bonus episode on our like quick thoughts after ZA drops.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that. I think that would be spoiler free thoughts on the game, because I'm sure you agree. I can't stand when a game drops and then you go to social media and there's already like a billion spoilers about it. I'm like, okay, thanks guys. Like, let me play the game.
Yeah, no, that's one of the reasons why I've enjoyed being off of social media.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, another Hylian Pokenerd again. Next up, over on Apple Podcast, we do have a 5-star review. This is from Zeke_pizza9999. And the title of their review is I Love This Podcast.
Yay.
Zeke says, thank you for making this podcast. Also, Vileplume is better.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, Zeke Pizza. Vileplume is better.
Zeke, I thank you so much for the 5-star review. I won't say you're wrong, but I won't say you're right either.
I'm doing 2 cheers. 1 cheer for the 5-star review, 1 cheer for Vileplume taking another win. I'm here for it.
Oh goodness.
Well, thank you so much, Zeke Pizza, for choosing the right side of history. Over on Spotify again, we've got another Spotify comment from Steven or Stefan. I'm guessing probably Steven. It was on our another podcast, I Choose You, which was our very quick
episode
intro.
0.
Intro to the podcast, just talking about our history and what we plan to do. But Steven just says, I love your podcast with 5 exclamation points, and thank you so much, because we also love our podcast, and we love hearing that others love it and sharing it with I hate to say the world, because that makes it sound presumptuous, but like people all over the world that love Pokemon.
We have people all over the world that listen to our podcast.
Absolutely.
It's we've mentioned it before, but you know, we would still do this show because we love the topic, we love Pokemon, and we enjoy doing it, but it's so much nicer to know that we have this community out here that we are speaking to and with, rather than just shouting into the void.
It definitely resonates too when you didn't grow up with a ton of people that played video games. Like, I definitely had a couple friends here and there that played video games with me, but once I moved, I moved around a lot as a kid. Once I moved, it was like, okay, well, do I wear a banner that says, hey, I like video games, and then will the people come and flock to me? Like, what do you do? So it's nice as the world has progressed, the power of technology, the power of science has progressed, if you will. It's nice that we're all able to connect on the things we love, and this has definitely been fun.
Thinking about it, I'd love to do an episode with like one of our nephews and who also enjoy Pokemon, and be like, what is your Pokemon journey like, and compare their journey to ours, because we if you didn't have a friend to trade with plus the hardware that was extra cost, it's hard to find friends.
I did. I had like a couple friends, like I said, as a little kid that that their parents had bought them the cord so we could trade Pokemon, but other than that, it was like one of my favorite bits is I don't remember if it's Cinema Sins, or I guess it wouldn't be Cinema Sins if it's video games, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the very popular YouTube channels of Pokemon. It was like, or you could trade with yourself like a hopeless loser, and he's like, I want to trade this for my Charizard, and he like picks up another Game Boy and he's like, yeah, or whatever. Like, I don't know. That's how I felt as a kid, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to connect with people. Like that is one of the beautiful things about the world expanding as it has. And then over on Apple Podcasts, we got another 5-star review. Woo! And it looks like we got another person who has chosen their side in something.
Oh, my
because I see my name. But 23 is number 1. Great name. They left a 5-star review, and in reference to the Psyched Up episode, they said, I'm with Becs, Cyclops Woobat for president, Silphco, CEO, and champion of hearts everywhere.
The amount of people that crawled out of the woodwork in order to champion your ridiculous and completely unhinged idea that Woobat's nose was its eye.
I'm so glad. I had to look up a picture of Woobat again so that I could see my new CEO, president of Silphco, champion of my hearts everywhere.
Y'all are nuts.
That is you must have pulled this one and not me, because that is the funniest description of Cyclops Woobat I've ever seen in my life. Oh gosh, thank you. 23 is number 1. I needed that for sure.
Yes, and thank you so much for the 5-star review. We really appreciate it, and I thank you to everybody for those reviews and those 5-star reviews.
Galutrad didn't think I was funny.
Don't forget that you can leave those comments and reviews on anywhere that you listen to our podcast, and you will be put on our docket for listener feedback for future episodes. That does include YouTube. So hey, YouTube fans, we'll be looking at y'all's comments and be putting them in for listener feedback. So please feel free to speak with us there, or over on our website at anotherpokemonpodcast.com. You can leave comments directly on the episode pages, and that's how you can get in touch with us. Or now over on Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon specific.
Yeah, I'm glad we have a couple more avenues for people to reach out to us.
Yeah, absolutely. To continue that conversation. We love talking with y'all. So
it'll be exciting.
I just realized, and I don't know why we didn't think about this in season 1, but we could do a trade day, a wonder trade where we like catch a bunch of the same Pokemon, and then wonder trade like 1,000 of a particular Pokemon out on a specific day, and let our fans know, y'all, the listeners, know, and maybe you could get one of our Pokemon with us as the original trainer.
I don't know what a wonder trade
We'll
is.
talk about it later.
Okay,
we'll have a production meeting about it.
I'm like, this is not
and
something
the
I'm
reason
aware of.
we can do that though nowadays is because technology is amazing and the power of science is amazing.
I mean, that is technically true. I feel like we need to I have a couple references to the power of science, but
I have each of them from each game.
I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
I did not actually restart every single game.
Well,
I watched I watched playthroughs to remind myself of what every game
to
had.
be fair to you, yours was a little bit, we have those games, so I guess you could have done it, but they're older. They take a little bit longer. I think we'll find that is with maybe one exception. I think the games took a little bit longer to build up some story stuff before.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And also because I wanted to do each version. I don't have every single version of these games available. Like Platinum is a great example. I don't have a copy of Platinum.
No. So the way that we split this up is that Bex took generations 1 through 5.
Yes.
And I took generations 5.5.
Yeah, that's
5.5, black 2 and white 2.
Yeah.
Through generation 9.
Yeah.
And as we kind of talked about already, Bex watched YouTube Let's Plays. I booted up the systems and the games and just went through them real quickly. And I gotta say,
we own Black 2 and White 2.
we own a copy of White 2. Yeah. I have to say though, starting the Pokemon game makes you want to play a Pokemon game.
Oh yeah, I was like, I was literally watching. I watched the Omega Ruby and like
Alpha
Soul
Sapphire,
Silver,
Soul
and I
Silver.
cannot wait to play Soul Silver. This
I know
season.
we're doing that for this season.
Like
That's
I
our
almost want to
final
start playing it
season
now,
finale.
but like
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't because then it won't be fresh.
Yeah.
But I'm just like I'm ready. My body is ready to jump back
Yeah,
in.
it's nothing. I think other than I guess like a new game
Yeah.
of Pokemon.
Yeah.
But like booting up a game of Pokemon and going through the intro, every time I did it, I was like, oh man, maybe I should start playing this again and like play through it again. And I got that feeling with every single one that I did. So just shout out to that. Is the intros? Sometimes they're a little slow, sometimes they're a little handholdy, but like the idea of starting a new Pokemon adventure is so good. It feels so nice to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bex, why don't you go ahead and kick us off? We'll go through yours and then we'll do a break and then go through mine.
Just so everyone knows, the cutoff point is when you choose your Pokemon.
Yes,
Your starter Pokemon.
it's the moment you have the option to choose your starter, your partner Pokemon.
Yep.
That is when we cut.
Yep.
And the starting point is the moment you get control of, or the moment you are done selecting, like whether you're a boy or a girl.
Oh
whether you
yeah.
do your
We
names.
did not talk about the normal.
Like the professor
like,
introducing the game.
Yeah.
And,
This is like
yeah.
when the gameplay starts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know this will come as a shock to you, but in Pokemon Red and Blue, Generation 1 is where we're starting.
Yeah.
The very beginning. You start in your bedroom.
Yeah.
That's very uncommon. No other game does it.
No.
So,
Literally every other game. Actually, not true.
no, not every other game.
No.
I even have one
Yeah.
where you don't.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
What does make me laugh though is like I guess in my head I thought you were always starting like you wake up like Link does in Zelda.
Yeah.
No, I think you just black out, forget who you are, and you become a person, and you're suddenly in front of your television half the time.
So this is a little off topic though. The cutscene. This is not part of your description, but the cutscene where it's the full sprite art of player character in Red and Blue, and then it shrinks down into the little overworld version. I love that cutscene.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's so cute.
There's something so cute about
Yeah.
how it's like you see yourself fully realized as a sprite work, and then you become this little chibi version.
And I've always really liked seeing the juxtaposition of that. I don't know if that's even the right word, because I loved, I'm sure I've talked about this before, I love the video game jackets. Like I loved looking at like I'm not playing, this character looks like a little bug. I'm not a bug though. I'm a person. This is me fully fleshed out in my like anime art style or what have you. It just helps with the imagination a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Or bringing it more to life. But yeah, you are in your bedroom. You are playing your Super Nintendo. That is the beginning. And for the first games, this is pretty common for the first, I think, like 2 to 3 games. I'm gonna be generous because I don't remember, but it's pretty ill. You're pretty ill furnished bedroom. Like you've got a plant, you've got a TV, you got your SNES, a bed, a desk with a PC. Your PC is on it. You can get a potion from the item storage of your PC, which is also that tends to be a theme, at least in the beginning. I don't remember. Towards the end,
Eventually you lose the PC in your house because
do?
the need for a PC goes away because the menu system becomes so robust.
Yeah, that's true.
That you don't need the PC anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really it. Your bedroom is like super basic. You then leave your bedroom. You go downstairs to the rest of your house, which I don't know where your mom sleeps. I guess under the kitchen table. Like, and maybe that's what it is. Like, she's got a roll up bed to lay on. Yeah. But mom has no privacy.
No,
there's no bedroom for mom.
From a game development standpoint, they really said, what rooms do we need? Kids room. Okay, great. And then that was it.
Yeah. You go down, you have your living, kitchen, dining, studio apartment downstairs, but with no bed for your mom.
Yeah. And that gets more abstract as the games go on too, which is really interesting.
It does. You can choose if you wish. You can watch Stand By Me on the TV downstairs. That's always a classic thing, and every Let's Play person will let you know that it is Stand By Me.
Yes.
Because it's 4 guys walking down a railroad track. The rest of the only other thing you can do other than kind of like look around your very small room downstairs is talk to your mom. And your mom tells you that at the ripe old age of whatever you are, 10, presumably 11, something around there, it's time for you to get out and leave the nest.
I think 10. Yeah.
All boys do it. That's what she says. All boys leave the nest someday.
Home. Yeah.
And you're an elder, so it's time for you to get out. But she does tell you also the most important piece of information, which is that the professor from next door is looking for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Which gives you, the player, a hint of where to go next. So if you leave your house and you go next door to your rival's house, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't played Red, Blue, or any variation of the first games, you'll find that there's a girl there, and the girl has a map on the table, and she tells you that your rival is at their grandfather's lab. So we've already got some setup there of like there are only like 6 people that live here, and 3 of them are related.
Yeah.
You've got grandpa and granddaughter and grandson that all live next door, presumably, and grandpa has a lab in the town, right? So we can defer that grandpa is Professor Oak.
Yes.
Okay. So you leave there, you go to the Pokemon lab. There's probably more than 6 people because of the assistants. There's some assistants walking around the lab. You do see your rival. Your rival's like, hey, the professor isn't here. So the only things to note in the lab at this time that you can interact with are there are Pokeballs on the table. You can't really interact with them, but they're there. Mm-hmm. There's 3 of them. You can like look around the professor's like posters. Like I think it teaches you how to save the game in the first ones. Like it's literally like one poster says open your menu and the other one says save is on your menu. So like now you know how to save your game. If your mom is like, we really have to go, I don't know why you started playing a game. Not that I've ever done that. And then you can go interact with like the PC, and on the PC in the professor's lab, there's an email from the Pokemon League, from the Elite Four, mm-hmm. basically inviting trainers to come and participate in the Pokemon League Championship. And then because this is on Professor Oak's PC specifically, it says, P.S. Professor Oak, please come visit us, or something like that, which I think is really cute. I don't even know if I've ever looked at the professor's PC before. Yeah. Which is kind of weird for me because I normally like click on everything and investigate everything. I'm that person that looks in every trash can to see if there's an item in it, and gets let down in the first gens quite often. And then so you're looking for the professor and you're like, where is this guy? He's not at his house, he's not at home. I go outside. There are 2 people outside. You can talk to them. One of them is a girl. I think she talks about Pokemon evolution and how weird it is that her Pokemon changed. I didn't write that down. Sorry. The other one is the quintessential the title person of the show, the technology science man. And in the first games, this is red, blue, yellow, fire red, and leaf green. So all of those original games, Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. He says technology is incredible. you can now store and recall items and Pokemon as data via PC. So he's excited about the piece, the
start of
very
it all.
beginning. The very beginning of technology for Pokemon. So you can talk to them, but there's really nothing else. Like you can see there's like a river and there's like a little garden area, and that's really it for Pallet Town. So you're like, all right, well, maybe the professor left. So I'll go find him. So you try to go up north of Pallet Town to the first route, Route 1. There's some grass there. And as soon as you step into the grassy area, like you take one step out of Pallet Town, and Professor Oak screams out of the abyss and goes, "Whoa! Don't do that. What are you doing, fool? You don't have Pokemon to protect you. Get out of there." Wild Pokemon can jump out of that grass. And which is what we almost named the episode, is "Don't Step in the Grass," but we argued about the
semantics.
Number.
I just realized this. I don't think we ever once hear about an attack of wild Pokemon attacking. Nope, never mind. Gen 3.
Just you wait.
Yeah.
Just you wait. They're more than Gen 3.
Oh, okay.
I've got 2 of those, I think.
Oh,
or 3
okay.
or something. Anyways, spoiler alert. Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
So he stops you. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa." I'm like, "Where were you? Hiding behind a signpost?
Yeah.
Like, what were you doing? Where have you been?"
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Anyway, so Professor Oak stops you and tells you, like, you shouldn't go in there. You don't have any protection. He says, "Will you come back to my lab with me?" So you get back to your lab. He explains to you and your rival that you can choose one of the 3 Pokemon in front of you, and you get to choose first.
Yeah.
In this version.
Yes.
In red and blue specifically.
Yes.
The yellow version of the game, which is inspired by the anime, and there are definitely some differences throughout the game that are very anime driven. It is very similar to red and blue, but there are some differences, and I've noted them. So one of the biggest differences is that when Professor Oak does stop you from going in the grass, he is actually interrupted by a wild Pokemon.
Yes.
Right away.
Yeah.
That wild Pokemon is a Pikachu, which I don't remember who I was watching. I don't think it was the Psycho Plays person that I mentioned earlier. I think it was someone else that I watched play Yellow, maybe, or it might have been him. But the likelihood of there being a Pikachu on Route 1 is 0%. So
yes,
I don't know.
Yeah.
This must be fate, because that
hacking.
Pikachu, he ran. Professor Oak is hacking the game, or Pikachu ran from the Viridian Forest, and that Pikachu is meant to be then, because he must be at level like 30 by now.
Yeah.
How much he'd be running?
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, he's not on level 30. He's on level like 5 or whatever. But a Pikachu interrupts him. Professor Oak doesn't need Pokemon to fight Pikachu. He just catches him in his ball without lowering his health or anything.
Yeah, homie literally broke his own rule. He went into the grass without a Pokemon to fight.
Yeah. He stopped you, got himself into trouble.
Yeah.
He got a Pikachu. So he's caught the Pikachu. You see him catch it. He asks you to go back to the lab with him like he did before. He tells you to take the Pokemon. There's only one this time.
Yes.
On the table. And his grandson, your rival, Blue, Gary, what have you, is upset that you get to choose first. Like he did the right thing. He's been in the lab waiting patiently for his Pokemon, and he's a spoiled rotten brat.
A little bit.
So when his grandfather tells you to pick the Pokemon first, he says, "No, I don't think so." And he rushes in and shoves you out of the way, grabs the Pokeball on the table, and that's the only one. So now it's like, okay, that was supposed to be my Pokemon. Now what do I do? Spoiler alert, that Pokemon is Eevee that he gets. So Professor Oak is like, well, gosh, I guess you can keep that Pokemon, you spoiled rotten grandson of mine. Bex, why don't you take, because it's me in this game, right?
Yes, yeah.
Bex, why don't you take the Pikachu that I caught earlier instead?
Even when a streamer or YouTuber was playing it, they also named themselves Bex.
Yeah, everybody named themselves Bex. It was crazy. It was really wild to see. He says he just gives me the Pikachu.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's it.
You don't get to choose. You get Pikachu. You chose Pikachu because you picked yellow.
Yes. You chose the box art Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's it. It's just basically the only difference is how you actually got your Pokemon.
Yeah.
And Professor Oak panicking and being a boss.
Interesting. Well, thank you for taking us down that journey of Gen 1.
Yeah, no problem.
Very cool.
For Generation 2, Silver and Gold versions, where you start with that one, obviously, you start in your bedroom.
Yes.
Again. You have a lot of the same stuff that you had in Red and Blue, except now you have a radio that plays some Johto favorites, like Professor Oak's Pokemon Talk. So that's kind of exciting twist. When you go downstairs, your mom is there in your, once again, 2-room house. She lets you know that Professor Elm was looking for you. She gives you Pokemon gear. She asks you to set up the day of the week and asks if it's daylight savings time, because those are huge parts of the evolution of this game from the last game. Is day and night cycle. Days of the week are important because of different events happen on different days. DST is obviously to make sure day and night cycle is accurate.
Is 2 the one where she says like, "Oh, I got you a new clock," or your dad got you a new clock, or is that 3?
That's 3.
Okay.
You don't have a dad until 3.
Okay. You have a dad. He just
No.
didn't make it right. Okay.
He's Professor Oak and Professor Elm.
Okay. All right.
That's what I subscribe to. Anyways, so the whole conversation, and this is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
Yes.
But the whole conversation is basically like a force teach
Yeah.
of how to use your menu, how to use your Pokegear, how to use your phone. Even if you tell her you already know how to use your phone, she still force teaches you how to use it anyway. She's like, "Oh, do you know how to use your phone, right?" And you're like, "Yes, I know how to use my phone. Don't talk to me." She's like, "Oh, don't you just open the it's like the person you want to talk to? Isn't that what you do? Like confirming?"
It's a very mom thing to do. Just making sure she's checking off the boxes.
If my mom is a robot that
she's
teaches me how to play video games.
She's got to say it or she won't know that you know it.
Yeah, I guess so. But I was like, what do you... Leave me alone. I don't want to play the game. Let me play the game. But anyways, so that is how you learn how to set up the game. That's how you make sure that you can't not set up the game, as she like stops you in your tracks. She's like, "Wait, before you go out, all this information, blah, blah, blah." So now that you are done relearning how to use your phone, you can leave the house. You enter New Bark Town, which is my favorite place to start the game. No, actually, that's not true. That's not true. It's just my favorite game. That's not my favorite place. My favorite place is coming up. Stay tuned. You can go. There's a couple houses there. I think one of them is Elm's house, because I think his wife is in there and his kid. I think he has a child. Yes, okay. Yeah. You can go down to Elm's house, and his child is there. He wants to be just like his dad when he grows up, or she does. I don't know what the child is. And then when you go over to the Pokemon lab, there is a shady character standing outside of the Pokemon lab that we've never talked about before on any episode. Check out True Crime episode.
Yeah.
It's season 1.
Loitering
around and soon what is it, verbal and physical violence towards you. But there's a shady character outside that will shove you away. He's looking in the lab. You go to see what he's doing, and he's like, "Get out of here, scrub," and he shoves you.
Yeah.
So that happens. When you go into the lab, Professor Elm will tell you that he needs you to do him a favor.
Yes.
He has a friend that is called Mr. Pokemon.
Yes.
Very original name.
Somehow not a professor.
Not a professor, just a bud, just a friend.
Yeah.
The friend says he's discovered something big. Mm-hmm. Which, spoilers, is eggs.
Yes.
Pokemon eggs. But he says he says that he really needs you to go find out what that is, because he's too busy to go do it. He needs you to go do it. He recognizes this as a big ask.
Yes.
He tells you in exchange for you doing this for him, he's going to give you a partner Pokemon. And then once again, you get to choose between the 3 Pokeballs on the table.
Yeah.
And if you don't choose Chikorita, you're wrong.
The best starter options.
Chikorita. No, the best starter options are in the next game We're going to fight.
Cyndaquil, Totodile, Chikorita.
Totodile's not.
Totodile's a great starter.
We going to fight.
Okay.
Sorry to any Totodile friends, but we going to fight. Mm-hmm. Gen 3 is where it's at.
So that's how that's
it.
Gen 2.
Like, yeah, you get told to go see the professor again by your mom again. You go to see the professor again, and
same kind of beats as Gen 1 with a little bit more flair.
Right. This time it's like interesting because it's like, oh, I need a Pokemon because you have a job for me to do. Like I still have a mission to go do.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. Plus the like kind of sinister vibe of Silver, right?
Yeah.
Looking in the window was kind of creepy. Crystal version, obviously the biggest difference is that you can play as a boy or a girl.
As Crystal.
In this game, you can play as Crystal.
Or Chris.
Tall to her friends.
Yeah.
I don't know her name, but you could play as her. I didn't play Crystal until I was an adult. The main difference the main difference between this game and the Silver and Gold games as far as the storyline goes is your neighbor's mom is visiting your mom, presumably. Like there's another lady in the house at the table where your mom is. And
you know what? I bet that was just because there are now 2 different player characters.
I guess. But the internet says that is your neighbor's mom. Like that's what the internet has told me. I did not learn that information from watching the Let's Play. I was like, who is this lady? I think she stops you and asks you if it's daylight savings time or something like that. But that's the difference. There's another woman in your house. Presumably your neighbor's mom.
Yeah.
Silver, Gold, Crystal technology is incredible. You can now trade Pokemon across time like email. No. You don't like that? It doesn't.
I don't get it though, because you couldn't. Oh, yes, you could because you. I see.
So
I was
sorry.
thinking,
in Pokemon Silver, Gold, Crystal, it's across time like email.
Yes,
because you can trade back into blue, red, and yellow.
Yeah.
So that's Gen 2. I mean, it's fun. It's quick. This time you don't have to find the professor. He's where he's supposed to be. Like. So I like the Generation 2 intros.
Yeah.
Jumping into Generation 3 with Ruby and Sapphire, this time it does break the pattern a little bit because you are being neglected by your mother and you're in the back of a moving truck.
Yeah, you're in the back of a U-Haul.
With all of the boxes,
yeah.
Which is totally safe.
No.
A safe place for a child to be. Yeah, for some reason you're riding in the back of a moving truck with all of your belongings and earthly possessions. You arrive at your new house in Little Root Town because you're moving there. Your mom shows you inside where a bunch of Machokes are moving your stuff. She tells you to go look in your new bedroom and set your clock, which your dad bought you. He bought you the clock. Your dad is nowhere to be found in the house right now, but he did get you a clock. You have a GameCube now with your Game Boy Advance connected, which is what you should have had in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Your mom comes to ask you what you think, lets you know the movers are done. She lets you know also to check your desk and make sure all of your stuff is there, which your stuff is like
press start to open menu.
Yeah, it's like a PC and like a notepad and stuff like that. When you come downstairs to your third two-room house, your mom yells at you. She's like, hurry up, come on, you got to come see the TV. So you learn from looking at the TV, you see like the end of like a news clip from the Petalburg gym leader. You learn that your dad, or from the Petalburg gym, you learn that your dad is the gym leader, Norman.
Yeah.
From that news clip. She tells you that you just missed him and asks you to go say hi to Dad's friend, Professor Birch, who also lives here in Little Root. When you go to Professor Birch's house, you meet Professor Birch's wife and his child, the other playable character, and your new rival. So May, if it's a girl, Brendan, yep. Brendan, if you chose May to play as May, and that's the boy rival.
Yep.
Brendan/May rushes off because they remember they were supposed to help their papa catch some wild Pokemon. If you go to the lab after that, the professor's assistant lets you know that he's doing field work. So you head to the field to the north. There's a small child standing right at the entrance that lets you know that someone is in trouble up ahead, and they ask you what you should do and that someone should help. Professor Birch is a little further down the route, and he's being chased by a Poochyena. He tells you that he needs your help. There are Pokeballs in his bag, and this is how you organically pick your starter, which I have to say to you, if you have never played a Pokemon game before and that is your first Pokemon game, like, very unclear what you're doing to me.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Like, I knew because I played Pokemon before I played this game, but like it's so organic that you're like, oh my god, if you're like a kid, I guess, like, and you're panicking, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have to help Professor Birch. Like, what? Like, you pick, like, your favorite Pokemon is Trico from Generation 3.
No, it is not.
You pick Trico because you're panicking, and then it's like, okay, this is your Pokemon now, and it's like, oh my gosh.
They even kind of line it up because I think that's where you get your partner Pokemon. But I think down the road, maybe I'm mistaken, but for some reason my brain is saying that, like, Professor Birch is like, oh, don't you want to keep that Pokemon that you help, like, that you were with, that you chose to help me with, and you have the option to say... Oh,
they fix it in, like, the Omega games, Alpha games or something? Well, I didn't get that far.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is I think that they, like... They fake you out. They pretend to give you the illusion of choice to be like, oh, yeah, I actually didn't like Trico because I don't like Trico. I want to go with Torchic instead, and that's not a thing. You are stuck with what you pick.
Right I see. Okay. Yeah, it's I like it because it's organic and it's not like they were able to make it very different from the first two games.
Yeah.
But it's still like not, I don't think, in my opinion, you guys let me know, listeners, I don't think it's super clear what you're picking. Unless you're a Pokemon fan, which we all are. Maybe I'm asking the wrong people.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's how you get your starter Pokemon. Just so we can keep it going with the technology guy. In Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald, which we're about to talk about next, the technology guy says if you use a PC, you can store items and Pokemon. The power of science is staggering. So we've moved from technology is incredible to science being staggering.
It's interesting, too, that he references the same thing as golden or yellow and red.
Oh, yeah. Blue. Store and recall items and Pokemon. Yeah, he says the same thing. Interesting.
Maybe he means... Well, no, because Gen 2 had held items. So
no, I think he's just... maybe he's calling back to you because you're going to be using the decorations, too.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's cool, though.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that it's a callback. Emerald version is very similar, like, to the Ruby and Sapphire games, except for some interesting Pokemon and outfit changes.
Yeah.
So the movers in Emerald are now Vigoroths.
Yep.
Instead of Machokes. And I think maybe that's because they when you play Ruby and Sapphire, there's a lot of they want familiarity to the old games but they are introducing, like, a whole new generation of Pokemon. So they made it something familiar for you. But Vigoroths are helping you move. You and your rival are now wearing green headgear instead of red. So May's classic red bow, bandana bow thing is green now, and Brendan is now wearing, like, a green
cap. Yeah, with a white. Yep.
And then instead of the professor being chased by Poochyena, he's being chased by Zigzagoon.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I feel like Poochyena is a better choice for chasing.
Definitely.
Anyways, so that's it for Emerald. That's pretty quick.
Well, neat. Yeah. What about Gen 4?
We get we start off different this time. We get almost like a Star Wars narrative at the beginning of the game. You've got, like, a quick, like, paragraph in front of you. That is actually talking about an exploration team looking for a red Gyarados. They've yet to find it, and that turns out that is on the TV in your bedroom. Like, it pans away from it, and you're watching TV in your bedroom. And the backstory is coming from Jubilife TV. which is airing to you. It looks like there might be a Wii by your TV. When you leave your bedroom and go downstairs, your mom stops and tells you that your rival friend called, and it sounds like it's urgent. When you go to your rival's house, the most
Barry.
irritating. Oh, Barry. Yeah. When you go to Barry's house, you don't even make it inside and Barry bursts from the house, runs into you, and he tells you that he's going to the lake and asks that you follow him before realizing that he forgot something in his room. You basically follow him there. You watch him grab his stuff. He leaves again. He's always talking about how much you owe him if you lose. You head towards the lake. Once you meet him on the road, you head to the forest area and enter like the lake clearing area.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk into that clearing, there's a cutscene. You see Professor Rowan speaking to the other playable character, Dawn. Who, in this case, because I was watching a boy play. Who was the boy character?
Lucas.
Obviously, if you pick Dawn to play, Lucas will be there. But you're watching him talk to his assistant. Mm-hmm. And he was there to investigate a disturbance in the Force, is what I put. A lot of Star Wars references in this one.
Sure.
But nothing seems to be amiss when he gets there. So he decides to leave, ask your other rival, the playable character, to come with him. They ask you to move. So they ask you to move. They pass by. So now it's just you and Barry. Barry says we need to go check out the lake. He reassures you, because you are worried, that you won't be there long enough to attract any wild Pokemon. We can totally walk in this grass that we're not supposed to walk into because we have no Pokemon to protect us. You go to the lake's edge and you realize the professor has left his briefcase there.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, because of course they do, Barry, some Starly swarm in and attack you.
Yep.
But thankfully, there are Pokeballs in the briefcase. So you were able to select your starter and fight back. So, Platinum version, there are quite a few differences between.
Are there really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I think for the worst, if I'm being honest with you, because I thought I knew what they were doing and then they didn't do what I thought they were doing.
Okay.
There's a quote from Professor Rowan this time at the beginning of the game instead of like this backstory. It's still on the TV. There's a lot of static, so it makes it look like it's a TV. But it says, Pokemon are by our side always. I hope you will understand the meaning of those words. It talks about how he's returning to Sinnoh from Kanto, I think. You don't see Barry in front of your house. They immediately burst into, or in front of their house. You don't see Barry in front of Barry's house. They immediately burst into your room once TV program ends and asks if you were watching it. He wants to go see Professor Rowan so that he can give you both a Pokemon. Your mom doesn't tell you that your friend needs you this time. You just run off and hurry and leave your house. And she tells you specifically not to go into the tall grass because you don't have a Pokemon. So your mom warns you this time. It's not you being smart enough to know there are wild Pokemon in the grass. It's your mom telling you there are wild Pokemon in the grass, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Right? When you go to the road, you are worried about the grass again. And this time you're on the way to the Sangdom Totem. You're not on the way to the lake.
Okay.
Professor Rowan stops you from walking into the grass because you don't have Pokemon to protect you. He asks if you love Pokemon because he's trying to determine if you're worthy of having them.
Interesting.
You say you do. Twice. Because he says, no, I have to ask you this again. Do you love Pokemon? And Barry's like, we'll tell you the same thing 100 times. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that is enough. I'm telling you, this is not a good... You remember how I said, why can't they have made Brilliant Diamond and just like Platinum?
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't. He's worried that you're too reckless and stupid to have your own Pokemon because you walked in tall grass without one.
Yeah.
Right. Barry takes ownership of that action. He says, no, this is my idea. I'm sorry. And somehow that is enough to bless you with your starter Pokemon. Dawn, the other playable character, appears and tells Professor Rowan that he left his briefcase, and Rowan tells you to open the case and get your starter Pokemon out. Terrible.
Interesting.
The Starlies are so much better.
Yeah.
And also, I should say this. I thought your mom was telling you about the wild Pokemon and like Barry coming into your house was to prevent you from having to follow Barry around all of the town
Yeah.
to just move on from that and go to the forest. No, you still have to follow Barry to his house. He still forgets his stuff.
Yeah.
You still have to watch him do all that.
It's very Barry coded. He is quick to go.
He's quick to go, and he goes in your room, you follow him out, you do this. I thought that was to avoid all that. It's not. It's literally just adds more stuff. And then the whole let me ask you this question one more time thing is wild to me. Least favorite intro. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Gen 5, black and white. High def 3D graphics.
Oh yeah, the moving sprites.
This is the funniest one. I laughed so hard last night because I did my notes on this last and did it last night. I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yep.
Game starts with you in your bedroom. Very shocking, I know. Sharon,
one of your rivals, Sharon, yeah,
is there. He is one of your rivals. He's already there. Bianca then shows up a few seconds later. She's late, so that tells you Sharon is responsible and Bianca is a little scattered. Now that she's here, it's time for you to pick out your Pokemon.
And that's it.
There's literally a gift box on the table behind you that was delivered from Professor Juniper, and now you get to pick immediately. The end.
The end.
That's how all of them should start. They heard
one of my favorite.
They heard people played Platinum and heard the intro was like 5 minutes too long, and they were like, "Oh, well, here you go then."
Yeah, which is wild because we returned to a very long form
after
intro.
the break. Yeah,
not immediately after the break.
Oh,
but definitely.
Oh, of course.
Within.
Yeah. Of course, there's longer ones, but it was just it's like. Pick your Pokemon. Start the game, turn it on, pick your Pokemon.
No jokes here. Just get right to it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then, you have the infamous fighting in your bedroom scene after.
Yes.
And all that stuff.
Which I do love the way that your bedroom is an actual wreck.
It's a mess after. Yeah. All the footprints everywhere.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. We'll take a quick break.
Okay.
And then I will talk about Black and White 2 and on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to break.
Alrighty. Go eat your cake.
Hi, I'm David.
And I'm Katie.
And we'd like to tell you about our show, Another Zelda Podcast. Whether you've been playing Zelda games from the beginning,
or just started with Breath of the Wild, we have something for everyone.
From deep dives into how the games are made, review episodes.
We even make top 10 lists and do a bit of music talk.
That's right. If it's about The Legend of Zelda, we cover it. Listen to Another Zelda Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
We'll see you there.
And we're back.
Welcome back.
So I am going to start talking about the intros, starting with Black and White 2.
Thank goodness. You need to pull your weight.
I know. You did a lot of talking there. Black 2 and White 2. The game opens with a preview of your starting town, which is Aspertia City, and your mom answers a phone call outside of her house from Professor Juniper, who tells her that she has a Pokemon for you, her son or daughter, depending on if you pick the boy or girl. And Juniper says that she has sent her assistant, a girl in a green hat, to find you, which we know from if you played Black and White that it would be Bianca. So your mom calls you to come to the living room, which is admittedly not downstairs. You're in a room next to the living room, so it's not all
that's
that
a change.
Yeah. And asks if you want a Pokemon. Funnily enough, you do have the option to say no, which she does react as you would expect with shock and is like, "Are you sure you don't want a Pokemon?"
What if you say no to that?
She's just same thing. It repeats over and over again. She then asks you if you know what your Pokedex is, and she tells you to go looking for the girl in a big green hat, and asks you if you know how to use your transceiver, which is the menu and things like that in Pokemon Black and White too. You step outside and you're greeted by your, after you head north a little bit, by your rival, Hugh, and his little sister. The rival's little sister, Hugh's little sister, gives Hugh a bit of sass because you're talking to them and you tell them that, oh yeah, I'm about to get my Pokemon. Hugh already has his Pokemon, and Hugh's sister is like, oh yeah, make sure you treat it with care. And then looks over at Hugh, and then Hugh goes, yeah, ... Like,
Oh.
yeah, like, and like maybe he doesn't, maybe he's not, maybe he's kind of like Silver. He's more about the power of Pokemon than caring about them.
Or
to
maybe
begin with.
he's like kind of careless.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
forgets to like do stuff, and
Yeah.
sister's like, don't be like you.
Yeah, but then your rival actually joins you to find Bianca, which they use that as a stop mechanic because in Aspertia City, there's a Pokemon Center,
Okay.
which is new for most towns. Starting towns did not have a Pokemon Center. I think all of them did not have a Pokemon Center.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's also a Pokemon Gym, but it's not filled yet. There's no gym leader there yet.
Are there games where you can heal your Pokemon at the Pokemon Lab?
No, you just go talk to your mom and you rest.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But so there's a gym and a Pokemon Center, which your rival does stop you from entering. He basically is like, oh, I've been in there already today. There's no girl with a green hat in there. And then for the gym, he says, this is a newly constructed building. We wouldn't want anyone to go in until the gym leader is there to take care of the place. There's also a trainer school, which he stops you in front of as well. You are able to go into a couple of the houses, but there's just people in there. You can talk to them for a little bit of flavor text for the world. The Power of Science guy is back as always. He says the power of science is amazing. Now you can use communication to play with 100 people at the same time.
Really quick,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I just realized I didn't do the Power of Science for Black and White. The Power of Science is amazing. Now you can use infrared to do all sorts of things in the blink of an eye.
Interesting. So anyways, you end up going to a place called The Outlook, which is the most famous spot in Aspertia City, and Bianca is there. And it also gives you this beautiful view of like the surrounding area and the forest and this big mountain that's in the background. It's really, really pretty. And notably, the view would change depending on the season because in Black and White and Black and White 2, they had seasons, summer, winter, fall, and spring that would change the layout of everything or change the world.
Is there an oracle of these seasons?
No.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
You speak with Bianca, and she asks you if you would like to help the professor and her with their Pokedex research, and then she gives you your partner Pokemon.
Okay, yeah. So do you get to just choose? Is it the same starters as Black and
Yes,
White?
it is. Yeah.
I was just curious.
Yeah. It's the exact same, but it's a totally different starting.
Yeah.
I mean, wildly different
Oh, yeah.
considering you don't even leave your room.
Well, Bianca, this is a sequel, so this Bianca and Sharon and whoever you played as are older now.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
yeah, Bianca is helping out the professor, which
Right.
is really cool.
right.
And I believe Charon becomes the gym leader for Aspertia City.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
So, but yeah,
for them.
that's Black and White too.
Yeah.
Then we go into Pokemon X and Y, which is the first ever 3D Pokemon. Well, not first ever 3D Pokemon game, but the main series game. Cutscene's really cute. You wake up and a fletchling wakes you up. This is you actually waking up in bed. I believe this is the first instance where you wake up in bed, so much so that you are actually still in your pajamas.
Cute.
And if you go downstairs, well, you have to go downstairs. Your mom is like, oh my gosh, you're still wearing your pajamas. Go up and get dressed, silly. And you go upstairs and you get to look in the mirror and change into your main outfit, your starting outfit, which is representative of the fact that the Kalos games X and Y feature fashion for the
Which
Pokemon
was
trainers.
so fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so you get dressed, you go back downstairs and you talk to your mom a little bit and she suggests that you go outside and say hello to your neighbors. You walk outside and are immediately greeted by Shauna and your rival. Either if you picked the boy player, you would be greeted by Serena. And if you picked the girl as the player character, you would be greeted by Calum alongside Shauna. And they welcome you to Vanaville Town. They tell you that they need to head to the next town over because Professor Sycamore said that he had a request for 5 kids, and you're one of the 5. You'll be getting a Pokemon. And they tell you that. They're like, hey, we're all gonna go get Pokemon. There is a Rhyhorn sitting outside your house because your mom is like a famous Rhyhorn racer or something, which you do find out later. You don't know that right away. It's something that you find out. What I thought is really interesting with this, and this is very much so just to show off the beautiful 3D graphic style, but you actually walk through Route 1 before getting your Pokemon, which is not something that is done in any of the other games. You don't walk through a route in order to get your Pokemon. But Route 1, admittedly, in X and Y, is just a single, very short, straight line with like trees and bushes and stuff on either side, but you can't get into any tall grass. It's literally a path.
Oh, so it's safe to do so.
It's safe to do so. Walking through to Route 1 gets you to Aquacord Town, which is the next town over, and you are almost immediately stopped in your tracks by 4 kids sitting at a table, 2 of which are Shauna and either Calum or Serena. The other 2 who introduce themselves are Tierno, who is a dancer, and Trevor, who I lovingly put is a nerd, because his whole goal is to fill the Pokedex, and he's very shy and like awkward.
Aw.
That Tierno suggests that everyone should have nicknames and that you need a nickname, so you got to choose your name ahead of time in the like startup. But then Tierno is like, what if we call you, and for all of the nicknames, they take the capital first letter of your name, whatever you put your name as. And so so in my case, like Gal, it would be G.
Okay.
So Tierno's like, what if we call you the G Meister? And then Shauna goes, no, it should be Lil G. And then Tierno is put on the spot and said by your rival, and is like, oh, well, what if we called you Big G? Or Big B in your case for Bex. A very cute little back and forth. You end up getting to pick it. You can pick from those 3, or you can type in your own, which I always just typed in my name because I was like, I don't want a nickname. What are you talking about?
That's really funny though.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of G Meister though. That's pretty fun. Then you get to pick out your partner Pokemon, and that's it. That's where it is. The Science is Amazing guy says, science is amazing. If you use communication technology, you can look all over the world for players who are playing at the same time you are. Then you can play together.
Wait, so those 4 kids have your partner Pokemon?
They do. They have the 3 Pokemon that you get from Professor Sycamore. Your rival, either Serena or Calum, picks the stronger of your pick, and Shauna picks the weaker of your pick.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Tierno and honestly, throughout the story, Tierno and Trevor are kind of like whatever. They don't pick up a whole lot. Mm-hmm. But I think Tierno, I'm taking a shot in the dark here based off of memory. I think he has a Poliwag.
Okay.
As his, and I think Trevor has some bug Pokemon that I can't remember. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they decided to do 5 kids, but they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty short and sweet, simple. You can fly through it really quickly. It's one of the more annoying ones, I would say, to do a shiny hunt for the starter Pokemon.
Shiny hunting black and white. Simple.
It's very simple.
To restart it.
Yeah. So then we move into Pokemon Sun and Moon. Pokemon Sun and Moon gets accused of hand-holding quite a bit. And I gotta say, never has it been more obvious to me than in doing my notes for this episode, because all the other games are like, I filled up like half a page with notes. Sun and Moon, I had to lower the size of my text in order to get all of it to be on one page, because I didn't want it to be like cutting into a second page. Yeah,
totally.
So get ready for the adventure that is Sun and Moon.
I'm prepared. I'm ready.
So Sun and Moon, your family's Meowth wakes you up in bed, and there's a little cutscene of like flying into your town and your mom steps out. And if you're playing Sun, it's during the day. This intro scene happens during the day. And if you're playing Moon, the intro scene happens at night.
Right.
And it'll switch after the intro is done to whatever your actual time zone is.
Yeah.
So like even if you're playing at night on Sun, it starts during the day and then switches to night when you're done with the intro. So your family's Meowth wakes you up. And in your room, you have a Nintendo Wii U console.
Okay.
Which I didn't expect, honestly. I had to do a double take because I was like, wait a second. What do you have in X and Y? And, no. I was like, wait a second. Was the Wii U out when Sun and Moon came out? Weren't we on the Switch
And
already?
It was out.
But
Yeah.
But keep that in mind. Sun and Moon, we have the Wii U console.
Okay.
So you wake up, your room's very decked out with Pokemon stuff, just like in some of the other remakes. There's a big old carpet rug thing that's a Pokemon. You have a Ditto plushie. You have a Pikachu plushie.
What's the rug Pokemon? Is
it changes.
Okay.
Yeah. But your room's decked out in cool Pokemon stuff.
Yeah.
You go out into your living room again. So this is also not downstairs. It's a single story house. No idea where Mom's room is. She probably
Under
sleeps
the
on
table,
a
yeah.
hammock outside because
Yeah,
she
there you
loves being outside so much.
Yeah.
Your mom asks you if you're pumped up to meet some Alolan Pokemon because you just moved here from Kanto. Mm-hmm. The doorbell rings and it's Professor Kukui. Kukui
is correct.
Okay, I've never been sure.
Cookie.
Yeah, I think Game Grumps make that joke. Professor Kukui lets himself into your house and greets you and your mom. Your mom explains that she's a big fan of Professor Kukui and that they moved to Alola specifically after she saw Professor Kukui take part in the Kanto Gym Challenge with Alolan Pokemon.
Your mom's in love.
That's the theory.
Yeah. I've heard that theory before.
But there's a much cuter romance for Kukui in the games that I won't spoil.
Oh, yeah.
Kukui advises that you and he need to go to the next town over, which is Iki Town, to meet the island kahuna and get yourself a Pokemon. But before you do that, you need to go into your bag and get your hat and your bag all unpacked. So you go back into your room, you get all dressed up, you go out, and you leave the house. And it's time to follow the professor. And I mean that literally, because if you go out of your house and you walk to the right, he will immediately stop you and be like, bro, what are you doing? Come over here. And he forces you. You walk with him for maybe 20 steps. During that time, you find the Power of Science is Amazing guy. And he says the power of science is amazing. A simple press of a button and you can trade Pokemon or battle with people around you. As soon as you pass the power of science is amazing guy, you have 3 cutscenes with Kukui that you don't get to walk at all. You are directed to them as cutscenes. The first one is that you get stopped by a small boy who requests that Kukui recommend another move for his Pokemon. Then you get stopped by a trainer and her Pikachu in the tall grass, and Kukui explains why it's important to have a Pokemon with you when you go into the tall grass. Then you get stopped by 2 trainers having a Pokemon battle, and he explains what Pokemon battle are. You don't get to move during any of this. You are direct. This is forced on you. So you pass all this stuff up, and you can't do anything. You then get into Iki Town. Once you're in Iki Town, Kukui's like, yo, where is everybody? We were all supposed to meet here. Maybe they went off to, and he tells you a little bit about Alola. He's like, talks about the ruins where the guardian deity of Mele Mele Island, which is Tapu Koko, is said to live. Mm-hmm. And he's like, maybe they went to the ruins. Why don't you go check it out? You have the option finally to start moving around on your own. You can go around the town and visit, talk to people for some flavor, learn a little bit more about some Alolan Pokemon like Rockruff. But if you make your way up towards the ruins, you see a girl in white who is seemingly talking to herself because there's no one around her, and she heads into the ruins. So you make your way to follow her. Mm-hmm. You get to the ruins and you walk up the path and you see this girl in white again, and a mysterious Pokemon, Cosmog, as you learn later, bursts out of the girl's bag and kind of struts along the rickety bridge. And the girl's like, no, you shouldn't be doing this. Cosmog then gets attacked by a bunch of Spearows, and the girl's too freaked out to go do it. So you go talk to the girl, and she's like, please help my poor little Nebby. She calls him Nebby. Mm-hmm. You make your way across the bridge. It will shake 3 times for suspension, or for tense moments when nothing will happen. You could run, but it will always be 3 times. And you cover Nebby with your body, and the Spearows, this is all the cutscene now, by the way. Once you get to Nebby, you cover Nebby with your body. The Spearows attack you. Nebby lets off this big old burst of energy. You fall seemingly to your doom, but luckily, Tapu Koko, the guardian deity, comes in and rescues you and Nebby and delivers you back to the girl. Cutscenes continuing to play. The girl hasn't introduced herself yet. I'm sorry. The girl is like, oh my God, thank you. Nebby finds a sparkling rock in this cutscene, and the girl's like, hey, this belongs to you. It's yours. And you can be like, you get a choice to be like, who are you? And she just ignores it. She like just keeps going. It's like, oh no, don't worry about it. Here's this new rock. You get out of, you and the girl in a cutscene get walked out of the ruins back to Iki Town. You meet up with Kukui, who introduces the girl finally to you as Lily. Okay. Kahuna, the big Kahuna that you were looking for, Hala, who comes in, and Kukui's like, hey, finally everyone's here. And Lily tells Hala the story about what just happened, not you. Hala decides, wow, I'm so impressed by you, kid. I think I'm going to give you a Pokemon, which he was already supposed to do, according to Kukui, at the beginning of this monstrosity of an intro. So then he decides to give you your choice of a partner Pokemon, which are Litten, Rowlet, and Poplio. That's Sun and Moon.
We need to take a moment.
Okay.
That, even not playing it, like you fast forwarding through.
That's a very fast forward.
That is that is the longest one.
Yeah. If you talk to everybody, if you try to go everywhere.
We haven't done Shield.
No, that is the longest
Scarlet.
one.
It is.
That is the longest one. If you talk to everybody, if you try to go everywhere, if you visit all the buildings and talk to all the people, you could probably spend an hour to 2 hours in this intro.
I remember waiting for this game for 2 hours in a GameStop at a midnight release, getting home wired, like awake, ready to play. Cell was with me.
Yeah.
Cell's ready to play. We're so excited to play Pokemon. We start playing. We both look at each other. We say, okay, well, I'm going to go home and go to bed.
Yep.
Have a good night. And it's like,
this is not how to do Pokemon intros.
No.
It's so long.
And the cutscenes.
I think you maybe walk, other than when you are in Iki Town and have the ability to walk around to the village. If you just go straight to the girl in white and follow her, I think you maybe take 50 steps total as the player, and everything else is cutscene.
Okay.
It's insane. So that's Sun and Moon. So then we get Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, right? This is the same game, essentially. It's pretty much the same game. Here's the intro for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Your Meowth wakes you up. Your mom tells you to get dressed. Your mom says, hey, your mom says, hey, head to Iki Town. Somebody's waiting for you there. You take 10 steps outside to the tall grass. You're attacked by a young goose. Your partner Pokemon comes to save you. That's it.
How do you know who your partner Pokemon is?
You get to pick right then and there.
Wait, so like a silhouette comes to save you and you get to decide?
Like all 3 Pokemon come out of the wild,
I see,
the bushes. Apparently they've escaped from, like, if you continue playing, you find out that they escaped from Hala, and Hala was like chasing them, and they ran up the path to you, and you get to pick which one helps you fight the young
So
goose.
what you're telling me is when we do play through these games,
We are playing Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
you are playing the normal one and I am playing Ultra.
Sure.
Okay.
It's wild. You watched a video for these. I played through all of these intros because we had really easy access to all the games needed. And I kid you not, I did Sun and Moon and was like so burnt out. That's the one game that I was jazzed about playing a Pokemon game. I still had that idea, but I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to get through this intro the whole
this
time.
one
To
specifically.
the point where I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick up Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon tomorrow. I'm done doing these intros today. That's how burnt out I was on it.
Yeah.
Like you said, like I was done. I was like, okay, cool.
I kind of felt that way, and it is no shade to the person that was doing it, but normal, diamond, and pearl, or platinum, because those were the longest ones that I personally did.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, to the poor person doing their YouTube, getting their content, I was like, quit talking. I just want to know if it's different.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
No,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
So then the next day I boot up Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, expecting it to be
you're like ready for the chore.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was so fast. And I was
Okay.
like, are you kidding me?
Because I heard
that's insane.
I heard that they did some story changes to it, but I the only thing I've heard is the which we will not talk about right now, but the villains kind of change a little bit.
I have heard that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are more cutscene heavy.
Well, apparently
And
not.
if that's the case, I don't know how, because they took out an hour of cutscenes from the beginning.
At least from getting to the starter Pokemon.
Yes,
to be fair,
insane, absolutely insane.
Wild.
I was so blown away.
Yeah.
The other 2 things of note for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and I did not realize this because I thought I did not remember this being the case, that these came out after the Switch had been announced or been released even. But apparently so, because you have a Switch in your room instead of a Wii U.
Yeah, I think that's why the Ultra games, other than the fact that they just were not different games like Black 2 and White 2, I think that's why they just didn't do as well. Is because
everyone wanted
everyone
it on
had
the
moved
Switch.
on. Yeah. I didn't even know about it until much later. So
my entire page worth of minimized text size notes for Sun and Moon gets wrapped up in 3 sentences in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It's insane.
Right.
And then also the Power of Science guy says, the power of science is amazing. You can enjoy a festival with people from around the world without taking a step. Every day is a festival when you can do that, which I think is pretty cool, because there's like a little festival mode, which now it's not available anymore because the servers are down. But it was neat. It was neat. But yeah, that's insane. Absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. So moving on to Sword and Shield. I know that we mentioned not talking about like the intro bits, but I feel like Pokemon Sword and Shield deserves to have their intro talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the whole game opens up. You very unceremoniously, you pick if you're a boy or a girl, and you pick your name as like just a menu.
Yeah.
That pops up.
Yeah.
And then this gorgeous unvoice acted, which is a big shame, but it's fine. Opening scene plays where you basically get a live stream of Chairman Rose inside a giant stadium with tons of fans. Everyone's cheering, and he's introducing the world of Pokemon and Pokemon battles. He goes through and introduces the Galar region and introduces Leon as the champion, and Leon and this Raihan, who you later find out is a Pokemon gym leader, are having a battle. Mm-hmm. So the reason that's kind of, I think, brought in is because to start the game after that intro, a young boy who you later find out is Hop is seen walking into a house with a bunch of Wooloo Pokemon in front of it. And that ends up being your house. Hop barges into your house, which again is all one room. They apparently decided to do away with 2-story houses. It's all just one big, like, weird open space thing. Hop barges in and finds you watching the Leon exhibition, which is what the intro was, on your phone, on your Rotom phone. And your mom interrupts and asks y'all if today is the big day for getting your Pokemon. You grab your cap and bag from your room that's off all the way to the right of the house, and you head out with Hop. Once you walk outside, Hop notices that one of the Wooloo is acting really strangely and is like headbutting the gate that leads to the Slumbering Weald, just outside of your town. But he manages to calm the Wooloo down and it stops headbutting the gate. You race with Hop down to Hop's house, where you go inside and talk to Hop's mom to find out if Leon, who Hop is calling Lee because you find out they're brothers, but he's like, hey, is Lee here yet? Your mom explains no. He probably just got in off the train at Wedgehurst, which is the next town over. Why don't y'all go get him, because Leon is terrible with directions. That's really sad, considering that the path to Wedgehurst is a single straight path from his house to the train station.
Yeah, it's very stereotypical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Ranma 1/2 guy.
Oh, yeah, the guy that's always late.
Who's the pig? He's also the piggy.
Yes, yeah.
P-chan.
Yes,
Yeah.
So you and Hop go down the route, and it's not a route, actually, I don't think. It might be Route 1, but I don't think it is. I think it's still part of Iki Town.
Okay.
But Hop does stop you. There's a small section
I don't
of
think
grass.
it's Iki Town anymore. That's Sun and Moon,
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's Sun and Moon. Postwick is the name of the town. Postwick, yes. Hop does stop you from going into the tall grass, but you get to Wedgehurst. Leon is entertaining a large crowd of people with his Charizard, and he's doing his famous like champion pose. And everyone's talking about how awesome Leon is, and that they hope that one day they can be a fierce Pokemon trainer and try and take Leon down, because notably Leon is undefeated. Leon meets up with you and Hop is really, really excited about getting his Pokemon. He is excited about taking on the gym challenge, and then he rushes off. And Leon has a moment with you where he's like, I'm not really sure if Hop is actually ready for this. I feel like he still has some growing to do. Maybe what he needs is a rival. Maybe he needs a proper rival in order to bring out the best in him. So then you and Leon walk back up to Hop and Leon's house, and Leon is like, hey guys, I have a gift for y'all. And you, the player character, why don't you pick first? And he kind of nudges you into being Hop's rival. And that's where you get introduced to the Pokemon.
I kind of felt bad. Like Hop, I definitely I enjoy Leon's character more than Hop's character in Sword and Shield. But I do feel bad that Leon doesn't believe in Hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that happens. I think that happens a couple times.
Yeah.
And I know it's like a big brother. Like you're just not sure if your little brother, who you watched grow up. That's pretty normal for older siblings to feel that way about their younger sibling. But I also just was like, man, he can do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, he has a good arc. A lot of people say that Hop is one of the most annoying.
Barry is the most annoying one, I've decided. I don't even know if that's fair, because I didn't you experienced the intros in the later games.
Yeah.
I didn't experience every intro back to back, but man, every time he's like, and whoever doesn't make it to the lake first goes the other one,
love
10
Barry.
million $10,000. I was like,
Barry's so funny to me because he is just like that. He's got to go. He's
spastic,
he has two speeds, go and faster.
Oh, I'm sure that is just my opinion. I'm sure he's lovable, but no, I like that Leon is Hop's older brother though. I think that gives it a good dynamic in the games in general.
Yeah, they're good together.
And that was the perfect balance of storytelling, cutscene, intro. They're definitely more of an intro vibe, but
You felt like you had some say in what was going on. You got to move around quite a bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to keep you out of the tall grass. They're going to guide you, but
Yeah.
it wasn't all cutscene. Like you did the walking
Right.
from place to place.
Right, exactly.
The Power of Science guy says the power of science is amazing. Now you can battle and trade Pokemon with other people just by walking around. Isn't that super amazing?
Cute.
Which is a reference to the open world
Yep.
sections
Yep.
of Galar. Yeah. So very fun. A solid intro for sure. Definitely one that, and the God, if they had. The one thing, actually, there's a few things that I would have liked to see change about Sword and Shield, but if they had voice acted at least that first intro scene instead of it just being text that you had to read.
It was kind of weird because you don't read at the speed of which the scene
Plays out.
what was playing out. So it was kind of weird just hearing like a crowd cheer for like.
Yes.
For me,
Yeah.
probably longer than most people because I have dyslexia. So I was like reading and I was like, it was just like, wow, the whole time in the background. I'm like, okay. Cheering for me to read. They're like, read faster. Go.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was a huge miss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But maybe, probably not ZA because I feel like we would have seen it already. But maybe future games will have voice acting, or maybe not. I don't know.
And voice acting is tricky because you can't make everyone happy.
It doesn't have to be all voice acted.
No. But I mean, like,
Even some. If the voice is bad, it's bad, and that's
but not even that. Like some people, like some people with Breath of the Wild lost their mind about voice acting in Zelda games, and like not always in a positive way.
Yeah.
I think it got better with Tears of the Kingdom because we were used to voice acting in Breath of the Wild. So like when Matt Mercer got casted as Ganondorf, it was like yeah, at least it's someone I really like, and like so. I think people are warming up to it, so maybe now is the time.
Maybe,
but.
I would like cutscenes to be voice acted in Pokemon
That's
games.
Fair. That's true. As long as it's not like, "Hey there," and it's really saying, "Hello, my name is Professor."
Yes,
because I'm like,
yeah,
gross.
So
the last game,
the
right?
last
Oh my
game,
gosh.
Scarlet and Violet. Yeah.
Shortest intro ever, right?
Well, it can be.
Oh, I was kidding.
So you wake up. Or no, I don't think you do wake up. I think you just are. This is a return to just popping in to like your existence. Yeah. You come to in the room.
In your dorm room.
No, you're back upstairs again.
Oh, you're at home. Yeah. Okay,
and you are back upstairs at home. You head downstairs and you see a Squavit inside your house, and following it to the left leads you to your mom. Your mom starts to talk about how excited she is for you to be starting at the academy and mentions that the director of the academy said that you needed to wait at your house, which immediately after she says that, the doorbell rings and it's the director. The director steps in and introduces himself as Clavel, which I think that's the same name in both Scarlet and Violet. I think the name of the academy is different, but I think the director is always named Clavel.
It is. He is.
Yeah,
Clavel.
and
same
because
person.
I know for Scarlet it's the Naranja Academy, but I think it's different. But I don't remember what it is for
Something
Violet.
grapes.
Yeah, I think it's grape related, and the Scarlet is orange related. So the director steps in and introduces himself. Your mother offers to make him a cup of tea after they talk for a little bit and just kind of talk about their travels and how they're liking the Paldea. And I'm not sure if I just read this incorrectly or not, because I didn't want to restart the game again, but I'm pretty sure it's the director that tells you that you need to go put on your hat, which would be weird if it weren't for the fact that you're wearing a school uniform. So like he knows that you're missing part of your outfit, but it just felt weird that he was telling you to go finish getting dressed and not your mom.
Well, maybe he's like dress code
Yeah,
oriented.
that's where I was like, okay, that kind of makes
Yeah,
sense that he
yeah.
would be like, because admittedly, once you come back downstairs after going back upstairs to get your hat and your backpack, the director does comment about how good the uniform looks and how proud he is of the academy and stuff like that. When you come back downstairs, the director comments on your outfit and how he's so proud of the academy and the esteem of wearing the academy clothes and all that. And then he says he has something important to give you, but that in your living room is not a ceremony enough, like a big enough space for it. So you go outside, and this I thought was really interesting. So the director reveals the 3 choice of partner Pokemon, which I was like, whoa, this seems way too early from what I remember from starting this game up. And that's because it was. He reveals the partner Pokemon to you, but then tells you, hey, I'm heading over to your neighbor's house, who happens to be the champion of the school. Take a walk with these Pokemon, get to know them, and then we'll meet up at your neighbor's house. So you walk down the pathway, and the Pokemon will kind of like run off and they'll get distracted by stuff.
Doesn't Sprigatito like jump in like the tree or something, and like Sobble, like it's not Sobble, is it? Quaxley like jumps into like a pond.
That's
the
cutscene afterwards.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But they do, like, Sprigatito gets distracted by like flowers. They get distracted by stuff that you'd think they would get distracted by. Mm-hmm. But it's cute because you get like this moment to like see them doing things and
that might help you choose. Yeah, that might help you. In fact, that might help you change your choice.
Yeah. It was very cool. I definitely hope that they kind of keep that of like not just shoving the choice in your face and expecting you to know beforehand, but giving you a chance to get to know them.
Well, I know it's number one, it's not nearly as cute or the same. And number two, it's not something we talked about because we stuck to the mainline games for this episode, but like they do that with Arceus a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yes,
they've got like them in different areas in the field, and then you pick which one
you
want there.
Yeah. I like the idea that you do have to kind of get to know the Pokemon before you make your decision.
I agree. I think it makes it organic without making you feel like you're being tricked.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you make your way over to the neighbor's house, and once you're there, a cutscene plays out where Sprigatito jumps onto a tree branch and kind of lays down like a cat. Quaxley plays in a fountain, and Fuecoco, I think, blows fire on like an orange and roasts it and then eats it.
Cute.
Yeah, it's a very cute little cutscene. You then get to pick your partner Pokemon.
Sprigatito, yeah.
Sure. Quaxpack, but I'm also a fan of all of them. This might be Gen 2 and Gen 9 are probably my favorite starter Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah, partner Pokemon options. Gen 1, obviously, just because it's what we started with, so there's like a nostalgic pick, but like legitimately, I could go with any 3 of them for them and be happy. The Power of Science is amazing, guy says the Power of Science is amazing. If you connect with friends, you can head out on adventures together, up to 4 of you at a time, which is in reference to the playing all in the same. The first time ever that Pokemon's done that, which is what the Power of Science is amazing guy always kind of does, is he references to whatever is like the new thing in the game.
Yep.
Which is cool. And it's a great way to start off your journey into the wonderful world of Pokemon.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And that's what this episode was all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking your first steps as a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah.
No, I when we were talking about, because we had an idea of an episode that we will still do, but it was an undertaking, which this was kind of an undertaking more than we probably thought it would be, but it was still like it was to me more enjoyable because it was research and also like some fun interaction and like moments. But yeah, I really enjoyed getting to jump into the episodes, and I'm glad that we covered a couple games that I guess just one now, 2, Black and White 2 that I haven't played before. Like I'm glad you got to look into it and like tell us about it. Yeah. And the Ultra games, I guess too.
Yeah, very fun. Go play a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Go start up a Pokemon game. What are you still doing
listening to us? Get out of here, go play a game. Don't even listen to us. We're not even going to do the normal outro.
Yeah, we are.
Oh. Okay.
But go play a Pokemon game.
I seriously might. I will have to talk about which one I should play without being hindrance to myself and
Yes,
others.
yeah.
And by others, I mean you. But yeah, we should all go play a game and tell us what your favorite intro was, or maybe if there's something that you think we missed, or something that
or what was your first intro to
yeah.
the world of Pokemon?
Oh yeah, that would be great too. And if you learned something today, it would be good. Do you enjoy talking to the technology guy?
I love talking to him.
I'm not gonna.
You weren't even aware that he
I
existed?
didn't even know he was like a thing.
Man, he's
but
so
when
funny.
I was watching Let's Play, they're like, oh, and the technology guy. I was like, oh, there is always a technology guy, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Either science or technology, but yeah, he's great.
I love it.
I love him.
Love it.
Yeah. If you want to talk to us, you can leave us a review wherever you're listening to our voices, or a comment, especially those 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts, reviews on Spotify. You can now like our video if you're listening on YouTube. Give this video a like, share it out, comment on it. Check out our website at anotherpokemonpodcast.com. Check out our Patreon at Another Pokemon Podcast. Or follow us on social media. We're on X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, all those at Another PKMN Pod. It had to be shortened because of the social handles thing. And yeah, let us know what's going on. Let us know what you'd like to hear. Let us know how excited you are that we're back for season 2, and be looking forward to all the fun and cool stuff that we have to share.
Yeah.
Make sure to, if you're interested at all in supporting us, go check out our Patreon. You can check out that bonus episode, and you'll get for the $6 tier, you'll get the episode about 7 days early, about a week early. And yeah, Bex, where can they find you if they want to just talk to you?
You can find me anywhere on the internet at Rebellody. That's REBELODY, Team Vileplume over here. And on Instagram, I am I_am_Rebellody. And that is an important distinction, because apparently you can still message my old Instagram because I can't access it and I can't deactivate it. Fun times. Yeah. What about you?
So I'm a little bit more difficult to get a hold of. The Another Pokemon Podcast places are definitely the best place. But if you want to get a hold of just me, you can still find me on Blue Sky.
If you have a secret that you want to keep away from me,
you can still find me on Blue Sky at galutrad.com is my tag on Blue Sky, because I do have my own domain. But yeah, I've stepped away from social media, and I promise I'll stop talking about it. Like I had been for the past couple episodes when I did it, because now it's been several months since I've been away. But just, I'm available. Get in touch with me at Another PKMN Pod.
Yeah. Strange that we did intros as not the first episode of season 2, but I guess this works. It's close enough to the beginning, right?
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
That's true. We didn't do intro for number 1.
Yeah.
We did normal time.
But we did go back. We did get back to normal.
Hey, check out that episode as well.
They're all gonna stop listening to us now.
And we hope you have a great day.
Yeah, and like I said, get out, but not outside. That's a terrible place to be in the summer. No sunshine for you. Go play a Pokemon game.
Get some vitamin D.
The only sun you need is Pokemon Sun.
No, Ultra Sun. It's much quicker.
Come on, Ultra Sun.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye. Get out. Get
here. Out. Oh my gosh.